G'day guys, this is my 2006 Toyota HiAce full-time four-wheel drive grand cabin. This is a super long wheelbase van, and this van is obviously a Japanese import, but it doesn't have a middle seat in the front. It only has two seats in the front, apparently because this is a grand cabin model, so it's a bit of a nicer interior with adjustable seats and everything. But in my old 2016 HiAce DX, was also a Japanese import, it had a middle seat right here, which I miss. Now, this being kind of an everyday van, it's a daily driver, it's a work car, it's a camping car, it's, you know, fun, play and work. I removed the seats and I've used it for productivity. I've got Titan drawers in here, there's a subwoofer, and you know, I sometimes build a bed frame in here. At some point I'll do that. And I've put these seats back in because I need to carry passengers from time to time. It's just nice to be able to do with your mates and stuff like that, especially when you're camping with multiple people. And I've been reading Facebook posts and forums and scouring the internet, and apparently it is possible to actually put the middle seat back in. Now, I've never done this. I've gone ahead and I've actually sourced a middle seat from a 2010 HiAce. Long wheelbase, obviously, but some people say it's possible, some people say it's not possible. I got a quote to get one installed by a professional company. They quoted me over $3,000. $3,000. I'm not paying $3,000 for a single seat. That's not even approved for certain people. So I guess the process begins of how, and I'm going to document the whole thing and make a video out of it, so for those who are also wanting to do this, can hopefully have some sort of guidance. The downside is that the passenger seat won't be able to move front and back anymore. It will still be able to tilt back, but it won't be able to move front and back. But for me, not having that and then having an extra seat in the middle wins that. I am expecting there to obviously be a gap, because this is a wider chassis, so there might be a gap from the edge of this seat to the edge of the middle seat. And the other issue that I'm anticipating is seat belts. So the middle seat from factory has a lap seat belt. It goes over your lap, which is what this seat has. It's just a seat belt here and it goes over your lap and it clicks in. In the factory seat belt for the middle seat, there is, I think, the clicker, this thing, is bolted about here, and it has a belt that goes up, and the actual seat belt itself bolts about here and goes up and across. So I'll have to open this carpet, get rid of this, and have a look. I'm anticipating to drill holes. I don't know how, or, you know, I'm going to have to obviously put some sort of nut or thread behind it, which is going to be interesting, as well as painting, covering the exposed metal once I drill into it, because I don't want to have exposed chassis. That's just going to rust and go to crap. And here's the seat I bought from a wreckers just down the road from me. Like I said, this is from a 2010 HiAce. The car was in a wreck yard, so it's a bit dirty. I paid $400 for this whole thing, including all the bolts and everything. Which are all kept in here, the seatbelt and that. It's a bit dirty, as you can see, but the seat actually comes in two parts. So this is the bit you sit on, that's the back, obviously. But I'm looking at this and actually going, that's actually correct. That height difference there. The cushioning is obviously much less there. No bolt holes and stuff, we'll have to look into that. And yeah, this is the back of it. It's a separate assembly. Obviously the middle seat part folds down to become the center console. Unfortunately this one has its cup holder broken off. This is quite a common thing that people accidentally do. Someone has tried to fix it. I'm gonna have to clean up that mold a bit. It's gonna be interesting, but I probably might just 3D print a replacement for this. Maybe a slightly better one for my needs, but you know, it's got the standard one. This is the exact same seat that was in my HiAce. So I'm going to remove the center console. So there's a screw there, screw in the cup holder, under here, screw there, and then it just lifts up. Boom. center console, boy. Yeah, don't forget to take this wire out. Right, center console removed, seat removed. The seat was just 4 bolts. In front there, and this little wire. Well, I've just put the back part of the seat in, and that screw lines up, so that tells me the seat is roughly where it is, but that's it. The screw there doesn't exist. Should be a hole there, should be a hole there. Hole there, hole there, and a hole there. So I think it's going to be a case of drilling and using lots of nuts and bolts. And as for the bottom half of the seats, the only one that lines up is this corner here, which is handy. And then this one here doesn't line up, but like you can see from the factory where it's like carved out to put a hole there, it's literally just not drilled. So that's really good actually. Right, so I've bolted the one bolt in to hold the seat in, and what I'm going to do now is go in with a hole punch and punch in where the potholes are roughly going to go, and then hopefully see that from the other side of the engine bay, and then determine whether it's safe to drill a hole through that and go from there. Right, I've hole punched and marked with a permanent marker where the holes are. There's the one like on the sound foam there. And what's interesting is if you look under the engine bay, it's actually spring loaded, so look, it actually lifts itself up, which is interesting to offset the weight of the seat, but now there's no seat on it, it just fucking flings up. And I'm checking underneath, like this one here, look about where that is. You can see it's punched through there, that's totally fine. Our next hole is there, so if we look on the other side, the only thing that's there is this like heat shielding shit, which is fine to drill through. That's literally just like wood, cardboard, carpet composite material. This one here, see how it's kind of got this indent here in the metal? You look underneath of it, it's about here. There's already a hole here in this acoustic foam or heat shielding stuff. So it's like, you know, and it's blank. Same with these holes here, they're cut out but they're blank, so they've just sort of just part shared throughout the different HiAce chassis, which is amazing because it makes shit like this so much easier. You don't get that with other fucking manufacturers. Hole there, which was just above the spring. Yeah, chillin', plenty of clearance. And this one here, which is above that threaded hole. So it'll be about here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the diameter of what those screw holes are and just drill those out with the drill bit, and then get a bolt and a locking nut and maybe a couple washers on the other side of it and do it like that. Put a fucking sheet
on top of
here, because a bolt for that we just took out just went. It's down there somewhere. That's fine.
One day it'll emerge.
Yeah. Nice. Just the bolt. Oh yeah. M10 bolt. Perfect. Holes are drilled. There and there. I'm going to bolt it in as best as I can, basically. So I'm going to bolt it in as best as I can and then re-mark. Like I haven't drilled that hole there because it moved. Bolt it in and then get the bottom part of the seat slot that in, and then remark the holes again because it might have shifted slightly once I bolt the back bit, because the bottom of the seat actually slots into the top of the seat, so that's dependent on where the top seat sits, which will affect the position of the bolt holes. So measure twice, drill once. Right, so I've put the bolts through the holes to test fit it. Everything lines up pretty well. I got 50mm bolts. They're, well, a bit too long, but I got a 50mm one because I think I was thinking in my head this gap here, which I haven't drilled out yet. There's like a solid 20 centimeters between the fucking floor and the seat. So I'd recommend like 20mm bolts for this, you know. 20mm, you get away with 15mm probably. But it lines up. As you can see, the seat is in there, it's not falling out. Yeah, and I just drilled a couple holes through this heat shield thing here. These already had holes here, which is interesting. Yeah. Seat belt.
Mounting.
Oh.
Yeah, it squishes it, but
Squishes it.
push it forward, and then I'll twist it. So it's hanging out.
Yeah.
Right. Now that should be plenty of clearance.
Beautiful. Yep.
Push it all the way back.
That's all the way back.
Cool.
Cool. Sweet. So that'll be
$39.99.
and that pretty much pops out right where we want it. And as for the belt portion, we've just bolted it to this bolt, which was previously holding the old seat. And obviously, yeah. So that's good. I didn't have to drill any holes for that seat belt. This belt clip, we took this off factory seat. It was on here. We snipped the detection wire and just bolted into this bolt here. That was a part of the upgraded seat, and that actually slots in with the gap in the seat quite well. I'm not worrying about the seat belt detection system.
That's a feature.
Yeah. Because in this model, it doesn't beep at you. It just has an indicator light, so it's not annoying. If it does, if you're doing this in your van and it does beep at you, you just short that out, or you might have to put a resistor or something over it to simulate the pressure plate and the latch being engaged. But yeah, it lines up well. Encountered a little issue with the seat latch because I've taken it off the other one. It doesn't actually like bend up all the way. You see, look at this. I bolted in there, but it only goes up to there.
I feel like that's normal. Man, that's fine.
Okay.
Good to go.
Oh yeah. Right, we've secured in the back. Got washers in there. This one we didn't bother putting washers in because by the time you put the seat in, it'd probably be fine. Yeah, it ain't gonna be.
Yeah, there's no compression on that.
Sick. And then on this side, obviously that lines up there. That lines up there. For this one here,
Bolt washer,
behind.
bolt.
Yeah. Yeah, behind the heat shield and the heat shield. Never mind, we forgot the carpet. So now we're going to take the whole thing out, put the carpet in, put it in.
Fuck. Available, we'll put them in, and then on the other side we'll get a little like knife or a screwdriver and just poke holes through. When this chair is on top of it though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. Put the chair on top and then stab the screwdriver to stab the fucking carpet. Through that side.
And then pull it through. This is next level tomfoolery.
10 seconds later.
Yes, I can. Go. You're so close. Go that way a bit. Like angle it towards that way. Hang on, I'll do it. Because I can see it. Yes. That was incredible.
We've got obtained.
Well, I was concerned that that bolt, that's a 50mm bolt by the way, was going to touch that, but it doesn't. We've put some white paint marker on it, clamped it down, and nothing.
Just a bit of Sharpie.
Yeah, it's fine. So that 50mm bolts will clear fine, but I'd recommend like 20 or 30mm, you know, not even. So wait, job done. Here is final product. Seat is in. There's the gap. Seatbelts working, intact. Heaps good.
Heaps good, eh?
No, 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 no,